Hey everybody, welcome to Wealth Automation Channel. Today, we're going to go over 5 great signs that you will be a millionaire. Make sure to watch until number 5 sign, because it's one of the most amazing signs that you will be a millionaire I've ever seen. Let's get right into it. 5 great signs that you will be a millionaire. Not everyone wants to become a millionaire, however, practically everyone I've ever met has had the goal of having more abundance, more financial stability, have a good life and have a little more prosperity. The reality is that if our goal is to reach the stars, going wrong, we could reach the moon. In other words, if our goal is to be a millionaire and we don't achieve it, we are probably going to achieve that abundance and that financial freedom that many people want. The best thing is that there are certain indicator factors that determine whether or not a person has what it takes to eventually become a millionaire, and the signs that you will be a millionaire will be clear to you. I remind you that being a millionaire basically means having a total net worth of more than $1 million, whatever the equivalent of that value is in your local currency, depending on the country where you live. The truth is that if you consider that this is too high an amount, that it is something very difficult to achieve, you have probably been conditioned by society to believe that being rich is impossible, or that it requires doing dishonest things and going over the top of other people to eventually achieve it, or excuses like, being a millionaire isn't going to make you happy, or money isn't everything, and any number of other things. Many of us were taught that we should settle for a single source of income, that money was very difficult to control, that the rich were the corrupt politicians, that the rich were those celebrity drug addicts, that this wealth was not worth anything, and that, as money is not everything in life, it is simply not healthy to focus on strengthening our finances. Thinking about money is greed. Yet we see how so many people suffer from money problems every day, but if you are different, there are probably indicators in you that show us that you are really headed for a different life. Sign number 1, nonconformity is huge. The reality is that settling for anything, with what life gives you, with the situation you are in, is poor. It's a scarcity mentality, of accepting whatever circumstances throw at you. And be very careful, it is not about not being thankful, about not feeling gratitude for the achievements, for the things I have achieved, for the situation in which I find myself, for the money I have. Even if it is little, gratitude should always be there, and the recognition of our roots and our process. But the desire to get more must also be there, not only to accumulate, not because of greed, or anything like that, but because I know that with abundance, I can truly achieve my goals, and with money I can express a more powerful version of who I am. If I'm afraid of being rich, it's probably because I'm afraid that money will bring out things about me that are already there. This nonconformity is what generates the mentality that, I have to change something, I am not happy with what I earn, I have to change something, I am not happy with the source of income that my business provides me, I must create a new, I am not satisfied with the level of travel that I have done at the moment, I want to travel more, I have to do something, I do not want to live day to day, squeezed, in debt and wanting so many more things for my family and for me. That mentality of changing, of taking charge, of having the responsibility to take action, is one that determines whether or not you are prepared to be a millionaire. Sign number 2, subconscious wealth conditioning. One of the signs that you will be a millionaire is subconscious wealth conditioning. Everything that surrounds us gives us subconscious signals. When we sit in a chair that rattles and squeaks all the time, working on a computer that is slow and full of viruses, and trying to be productive when our phone won't stop ringing. Clearly that signals our mind that we are not productive, that we are not organized, that we are living in disorder, in dirt, perhaps. The truth is that there are people who, simply, no matter how little money they have, are tidy, clean, take care of the things they have and are truly productive. Those people are only poor for a limited time, because later on they will most likely start taking actions that take them out of that life, while there are others who are satisfied with living in the filth, with living in disorder, with living in a mess. In other words, the second sign that you will be a millionaire tells us that you can truly feel abundance, financial well-being, in an environment ready and fit for wealth, a worthy environment, no matter how few resources you have. The very organization, the order, mentally makes you feel like a different person. You can probably complement this by buying things that really give you value and make you feel good, such as a good mattress, which probably seems very expensive but will make you sleep perfectly well every night, or a good chair to the office, or a great pen that you don't have to keep changing every 3 months. It's not about wasting money, pretending or buying things you don't need to feel rich, spending money on clothes, shoes, and these things, but that your environment reflects you, not anyone else, yourself, to your subconscious mind that you are on your way to wealth and that abundance can be felt even now. Sign number 3, understand who is responsible for the amount you earn. People will usually blame their boss, the company they work for, the government, for setting the minimum wage so low, or some other person or entity. We are used to leaving the financial responsibility for ourselves to others. We have the umbilical cord attached to the government, attached to the bosses, attached to the companies, from everywhere, and we have not become independent, not even mentally, of them, to come to determine that we ourselves are the only ones responsible for knowing and deciding how much money we are going to earn in a month or in the year. Why? Because you simply don't have to create a bill and pass it through Congress, have it signed by the president to earn more than one minimum wage, or to raise the minimum wage in principle. There are people who does not depend on the minimum wage. They know and master real value creation, they understand the market, and they're in an industry that can probably bring them all that money. Those who know that they are responsible for their own finances are the ones who are truly on their way to becoming millionaires, because they have already put aside the belief that other people have to answer for them. No entity, no person, no government is going to be in charge of making your dream come true. Sign number 4, balance between time, money, and energy. Another important sign that you will be a millionaire is to balance your time, money, and energy. You need to know there are people who have time and money, but no energy, such as pensioners, who perhaps got their pension but now, in the last years of their lives, have no way of enjoying it. Or entrepreneurs who have money and energy, but have no time for absolutely nothing and spend all day busy just working for that money. Or the unemployed, who have plenty of energy and time, but don't have a penny. The truth is that the money is not worth getting if you do not have the time and energy to enjoy it. This is one of the reasons why many people say that money did not bring them happiness, because, on the contrary, it took their time and left them exhausted. The idea here, and the sign tells us, is to seek to achieve a balance between time, money, and energy, regardless of the amount of money you are handling at the moment. You are prepared to not only be a millionaire, but to be a happy millionaire, who lives abundantly, and that money becomes a source of well-being and harmony, and not a source of stress. Sign number 5, being focused on making a positive contribution with other people. There are people who consider that, I win money, means that someone else loses it, or that, getting rich, is synonymous with hoarding all the wealth. I really like the example of a person who charges $10,000 for his services, and can perform those services in 6 hours, 8 hours, or 10 hours, depending. Someone can say, it is that $10,000 for 6 or 8 hours of work is a lot of money, it is unfair, there are other people who are earning that for months of work. Let's talk about the example of a surgeon doctor, who charges $10,000 for a surgery. You are literally putting your life in his hands. That work that he is going to do in those few hours, which has been the result of years of experience, study, knowledge, and practice, is going to give you a result that will probably leave you pain-free over time, or it will free you from certain health problems, from some negative situation in your life. Also, as I tell you, you are literally putting your life in his hands. You could find someone else who charges you less, but you're taking a risk. Ultimately, you are getting value from what that person is working on, the work on your body, and you're giving $10,000, which is probably what that person deserves, but maybe you're getting even more in value than just $10,000, quality of life, autonomy, mobility, whatever it is that solves surgery. So, as you can see, wealth can be generated through positive contribution, through win-win. It is not that, if I win, someone else loses, but, if I win, someone else wins, and what better way to earn more than what I earn, in relative and comparative terms of value. That is why it is good to always try to get a business to provide a product or service that provides the best solution and benefit, something that people value more than what they are paying for it. This is how we get recurring customers who buy our stuff, simply because they see value in it. Positive contribution is key to wealth, whether through direct philanthropy, donations, or our business activities, by understanding how we can deliver value to the marketplace. This is also key to avoid falling into the pursuit of wealth in a dishonest way, and simply be truly rich, a wealth in which abundance is a source of generosity. It is moving from a mentality of poverty and scarcity to a mentality of abundance, contribution and generosity, which is much easier to achieve with money. But, of course, like many other things, that should be in my life today, regardless of how much money I'm making now, because that mindset is what can help me multiply my income and grow exponentially. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos of how to make money, invest, manage wealth and much more. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.